First rule, Fight Club. Don't talk about Fight Club, which the only way for this organization of men to grow is through talking about it, which means the message of Fight Club must be that men can't keep their mouths shut. Well, unfortunately, I don't really know about that, but I do know one thing. My name's Barnes, and I really like analyzing and critiquing media, as well as, in particular, Fight Club and the author Chuck Palahniuk. So what happens a lot of the time when people interpret Fight Club is they haven't actually seen the media. They're unfamiliar with it, and they've only seen maybe the movie, or they've just heard that one line, and they've based their perception of it around what other people have told them. So what you need to know about me is I'm an avid reader of him, and I also don't rely on only my own judgment. I've also looked at other journals and critiques, and I've taken that into account when I've written this speech. So first you need to know what Fight Club is, to then understand how it was misinterpreted and how that's affected us as a society. So what is Fight Club? It's a 1996 book, 1999 film, which centers around themes of conformity, masculinity, and commercialism, as well as individuality, which is really important when you think about the whole union being one and shaving their heads and all. I mean, unless you don't know about that, which it's in the movie. So Eisengeiger is a really good YouTuber, and he made a video called Just Let Go, a critique of Fight Club. In this YouTube video, he discussed the materialistic aspect of Fight Club, like lines that the narrator says, how does the set of furniture define me as a person? And objects you own end up owning you, which is a quote from Durden himself. Durden is Tyler Durden, the narrator. So, Tyler Durden is really not a character that many people talk about. He is described as this masculine figure that everyone in the film is like, I want to be like that, except for the narrator, who is who you're supposed to relate to the most, which is unfortunate because most people end up relating to Tyler or the pawns in the whole scheme of it, thinking that Tyler's the cool person that they want to idolize, and the narrator's just someone that's a naysayer. Tyler ends up destroying the narrator completely through the act of suicide in the final scene, or in the book, he might just not have been in heaven and in the psych ward, but that's just an alternate theory that some book readers have. So, obviously, this film is satire, but people don't really seem to see that. Critics and fans alike have kind of misinterpreted that. So, getting into misconstruction of Fight Club, Rebecca Renner first heard about Fight Club during the recession of 2007 and 8. When she read and saw Fight Club, she really felt it. She saw its anti-consumerist layer and saw that this is really about how media and the bank and all this are running society, and that we need to free ourselves, and that's what Fight Club's about. But when she went into circles of men who enjoy this book, she saw that they've kind of just left that part out, and they think this is us reclaiming our manhood. Which it's not about that. It's a little bit about that, but that's the masculine, not toxic masculinity that you don't want. A lot of people end up comparing Fight Club to Saw, the Saw torture porn series, where people are just killing to be killed, and it's just grotesque. Actually, it does have a deeper meaning, but that's another story. So, like David Fincher said in his article, he also stated, if you idolize Tyler Durden, you're missing the point of Fight Club. You're just like the men that are signing their lives away, shaving their heads, and destroying the world just to destroy it, not because they have the message. So after seeing how this is easily twisted, you can now look at this impact this has had on popular culture. So Fight Club cuts deeper than Halloween costumes. Like most media, you might just see people dressing up like, I don't know, Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad, or Tiger King, I'm expecting this Halloween, or Pennywise, or anything like that. But Fight Club's a bit different. You don't see that. You see jabs at people because they're different, because of Durden's remark about snowflakes. You're not some snowflake, perfect individual. You're part of something bigger. but he was just saying that so that they'd be more susceptible to his manipulation. Which, when people say snowflake, they don't really take that into account. They don't take into account that this is a satire, that you're not supposed to think like this. The film Joker, 2019 film, was heavily inspired by Fight Club, and I have even argued in the past that the 2019 film was a direct parallel to it, and that this might be our generation's Fight Club, talking about how the main character of the film is not exactly aware of his own actions and how it's part of the bigger thing, and he's just doing it in order to create chaos. A reverse Fight Club, an anti-Fight Club, maybe. But if you're idolizing the Joker, again, you're missing the point. In conclusion, this isn't the horrible movie your mom warned you about that she doesn't want you watching with your friends on a date night. It should be examined deeper and really thought about. More than the surface level, don't talk about Fight Club. The message becomes very muddled with the misconceptions and misconstrusions, and people just don't understand satire these days. But it's important to think deeper in how you can impact society and not this film, how you can redirect the conversation around this film to be not a toxic man bro, white middle class man is the target demographic, and you need to know how not to be that. Or not to. I messed that up. But anyways, but why should I say anything? I shouldn't talk about Fight Club. Isn't that the first rule?